Most people think consistency fails because motivation disappears. But motivation was never stable to begin with. The real problem is usually deeper than that. Most execution systems are unstable from the start, and unstable systems eventually collapse under pressure, not immediately, gradually. The collapse usually begins long before it becomes visible. People often blame discipline, or laziness, or lack of willpower, but many systems were already overloaded before execution even began. Too many decisions, too much friction, too much mental resistance. The system keeps demanding energy faster than it can sustain it, and eventually, execution starts slowly down. Not because the person stopped caring, but because the structure became too expensive to maintain. Most systems do not collapse dramatically. They drift first, small delays begin appearing, tension becomes less stable. Simple actions start feeling heavier than before. The mind starts negotiating with basic tasks. This is usually the early stage of degradation. But because the system still functions, the instability remains difficult to detect. So people continue adding pressure, more force, more intensity, more motivation. But unstable systems do not become stable through pressure. Pressure usually accelerates the breakdown. Over time, overload creates changes behavior. Execution becomes inconsistent. Recovery periods become longer. Avoidance increases. Mental friction increases. And eventually, the system begins resisting repetition itself. This is where many people misunderstand what is happening. Because from the outside, it can appear like laziness, but internally, the system is operating under accumulated strain. The exhaustion is often invisible at first. The structure still appears functional, but precision decreases, clarity decreases, stability decreases, and the degradation continues quietly underneath. Stable systems are usually less dramatic, less emotional, less intense. They rely less on motivation and more on repeatability. They reduce unnecessary friction. They reduce unnecessary decision. They reduce cognitive weight. Strong systems are often quiet because stability does not require constant emotional force to survive. The system simply continues operation, even during low energy periods, even during unstable periods, even without intensity. Consistency rarely disappears all at once. Most systems begin gradually. The drift usually starts early, but visible collapse arrives later. And by the time most people recognize the failure, the instability has often been growing for a long time. The problem was rarely motivation alone. The problem was usually a structure that could not survive pressure. Stability must be engineered.